So here we are. Obviously I've got to take this nut off first, along with the shock mount down here. This is gonna have to come off. Unplug the wiring here for the shock. Take this loose. So I'll get started. Okay guys, I ran into a little bit of a snag getting this this nut off right here. As you can see, it wants to spin. It takes a 21 millimeter, but I don't have one, so a 7/8 is working with a 10 millimeter wrench trapped on there, and you can see it will come off, but with just putting a wrench on the end of it, it just spun and spun. So just a quick tip. You can see everything is loose on the bottom. Here's the wiring going to the shock. Shock absorbers off. Got this off. This was really difficult, even brand new. I had to back the nut off all the way down to here and then beat that sucker out, but it will go. I tapped on it here, tapped on it right here. Now I got the bungee cord on there to keep the stress off the brake line. And next we'll open the hood and get the bolts off the top. Guys, on the Hellcat, they have this part here. Looks like it goes to the PCV system, I'm guessing. But 3 10 millimeter bolts. That'll lift up out of the way just for safety. I probably could have gotten to everything without taking it off, but I don't want to break anything. Okay, I got the 3 13 millimeter bolts out that hold the shock in. Take this last one off. And it's loose. Push this down just a little bit there. Giving us some extra room. Get this out of the way. There we go. It's out. I rented these from AutoZone. Basically it's free. You just give them a credit card to hold, and provided you bring it back, they deduct the hold on the credit card. Okay guys, we got some weather moving in, so I went ahead and hurried up and finished this one. Everything went back together just fine, a lot easier than it came out. The nut that holds the spring compressed on the top of that shock tower was a pain, but I did just keep at it. This nut right here, the center nut, I just did keep at it with the impact, and it backed out a little bit at a time. And then to put it back on, I compressed the new spring as much as possible and used an open-end wrench with another wrench on the end of the bolt to tighten it down, put some tension on it by letting the spring compressors loose, and then it did suck in the rest of the way and went tight. So all in all, that side went pretty well, and I'll do a little bit more recording on the other side, provided this weather holds out. Well guys, yesterday I got the fronts done, and then things kind of went wrong. My phone overheated and shut down from all the heat we're having here in Florida right now, and then it wouldn't boot back up once I got it cooled down. So here we go on the rears this morning. It worked out anyway because some storms came rolling in and I was just too damn hot. So here we go. Okay, this is where we're at so far. I've taken the two rear hangers off the back, very back tailpipe hangers off. There's a bolt right here, 13 millimeter. Both sides should drop the exhaust, because if you don't, you cannot access this bolt right here to pull it out. It's very long and it has to come across the top of the tailpipe. And then I held it down with a board to give me the clearance. And then after that, I'm gonna have to take this bolt out. That bolt I pointed out, and this should drop down and allow me to pull the spring out. So let's see how it goes. Okay, I got the bolts out. No issues. I'm gonna drop the swing arm. I dropped quite a ways. I'm gonna try and get the shock out, the spring out. As you can see, it falls out real easy. So now the reverse process will be put the new spring back in. I forgot to do one on the front, but here's a comparison of the two springs that were on the rear. Black one is the stock one on the left, and the blue one is the Mopar spring. Looks like probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches difference side by side with no load on them. Okay guys, it's all back together. I'll get you some measurements here in a second. My impressions on doing it was easy enough to do in the driveway with no issues. Just got to take your time, line things up right. That's pretty much it. The heat was a factor for me today. It's red hot again. So here's what we got for after measurements. Right at, say, 29 and an eighth. Now on the front, about 28 3/4. Took it for a spin, rides real nice. Really can't tell the difference in ride quality. Didn't diminish it at all. Looks a whole lot better though. I'll get some decent pictures when I get it cleaned up, but you can definitely see the wheel gap's gone. That's it. Thanks for watching. Like it and subscribe. Thanks.